Fuck.
Has accused Russia of interfering in the presidential election, slapping Moscow with new sanctions and new indictments. Chief Justice correspondent Pierre Thomas has the story. Good morning, Pierre.
George, good morning. Today, Russian officials are calling the U.S. action a witch hunt that will not go unanswered. But top DOJ and FBI officials are adamant. They claim that Russia is at it again, trying to interfere in this year's election, and they're being more aggressive.
This morning, Attorney General Merrick Garland sounding the alarm, warning that Russia is intensifying their efforts to interfere in this year's presidential election.
It's an
The insane 13 Keys dude hallucinated his final prediction of who will win the election. I'm not talking about this dude anymore, okay? I don't care.
Acceleration of, and it's an increased sophistication.
According to a newly unsealed indictment,
Chat, send me some fucking links. I want to see all of the Tim Pool, all the times. All of the times where Tim Pool.
There's a lot of.
All of the times where Tim Pool has actually talked about Russia and about how that guy's a Reddit in the post. There are some cult level shit is wild. They think he's a legit prophet. I love that guy. Too scared of the 13 Keys, yes. I want to see all the times where Tim motherfucking Pool has pushed the Russian propaganda. I really, really need to see it. Okay? I want to fucking see it. This is one of those moments. It's so good. There's so many of them. Oh my Lord. I mean, dude, this actually makes me kind of mad. Because, like, motherfucker said I was pro-Russia and I didn't get the bag. Like, for years, they still say I'm pro-Russia. And I didn't even get the bag, dude. Bro, there is no way you just linked a fucking Destiny clip. Tier 3, 5-month subscriber. We must be on opposite world right now. Are you all right, chatter? You couldn't find a better source? That's insane. Half of the people that are on that indictment Destiny try to fuck, dog. What are you talking about? Like... The fuck do you mean? Oh, Jesus Christ. All right, let's keep going. Imagine being pro-Russian for free. Yo, that's what I'm saying, dude. What has all of my pro-Russian sentiment got me? They called me gay and said I'm gay and woke for fucking painting my fingernails. They use me as a juxtaposition to how hard dick their military boys are. Okay? And on top of that, I ain't got a zero. I didn't get the bag at all. I didn't get the bag at all, dude. This shit sucks. Easiest bag of my fucking life it would have been. I mean, this is a classic. I can't believe after all the Tim Pool coverage, Hasan didn't show this video of him. This is a classic. Oh my God. Oh my God. It's a top of the hour ad break debate. I ain't got nothing. I mean, the 3-minute ad break is here. Calm like a Tom. Thank you for the 10 tier 1 gifted. The 3 intercepted documents they use as evidence are by far the most interesting part of this and shows it wasn't necessarily pro-Russian content they supported. Yeah, it's not just pro-Russian content. Russia has a litany of different interests in like managing American politics. Okay? Specifically calls for a civil war, any kind of like divisiveness, any kind of like any way that you can invoke like division amongst American populations is going to be helpful. Okay. Tim Pool talked about Ukraine on PBD where he said Ukraine lost. Oh my God. Patrick Bet David with Jimmy Dore and Tim Pool.
But I don't know that it matters anymore.
Okay, let's cover this first and then we'll get to the clips.
The Department of Justice alleging that senior aides to Vladimir Putin, including his so-called right-hand man, are engaging in a sweeping online operation aimed at supplying millions of Americans with disinformation.
These websites were designed to appear to American readers as if they were major U.S. news sites like the Washington Post or Fox News. But in fact, they were fake sites.
The government seizing 32 bogus website domains purchased by Russian security services that mirror legitimate news sites, creating fake stories and using authentic-looking logos as part of a campaign called Doppelganger. And DOJ also...
Ukrainians aren't angels either, so there has to be that discussion in that regard. Why? In terms of like this conversation, absolutely why does there need to be a discussion of that regard? Like they don't have to be perfect victims, dog. What the fuck do you mean? They're getting shellacked. Like there's no that's not what we're talking about here, okay? Yeah, they're fucking invaded. Come on. Well, yeah. I have said time and time again, the DOJ needs to do this for Israel, except they would have to arrest themselves, I guess. But what are they going to do, bro? Arrest everyone? Wow, I'm seeing a lot of FARA violations. This includes, every American congressperson that's gotten money from AIPAC and every American media professional that has worked for AIPAC or a subsidiary corporation. Okay, that would mean everyone is going to jail. Israel isn't an enemy, though. It doesn't matter. Suck my dick. Bob Menendez is literally on trial for Egypt. Egypt is not an enemy either. As a matter of fact, Egypt gets more money in subsidies than Israel does. Neither is Azerbaijan on paper, but that's what it popped Henry Cuellar. Neither is Turkey. Turkey's a fucking NATO nation. Number 2 size military in NATO. Okay? They got American nukes in Turkish or in American military bases on Turkish soil. But that's what's getting motherfucking Mayor Adams clapped in New York City. They pay me too, bro. Shit. Chatter. Goddamn, chatter. The 3 docs in question also vindicates you and shows Russia is way more dialed in on American politics than Kamala's campaign. Check page 2 of Exhibit 9A. Which one is... Is this page 2 or is this... Contents. We would like the reader at the United States. There are no pro-Russia and or pro Putin, mainstream politicians, and sufficiently large numbers of influencers and voters. There's no point in justifying Russia and no one to justify it too. All American politicians and influencers are patriots and supporters of America's supremacy. However, there's a feeling among U.S. political Party A that the president's policies, censorship on social media, and the policies of Party B government are encroaching on their rights. They are dissatisfied of dramatic decline in the standards of living and large expenditures on offensive policy of the United States in Europe and Ukraine. They are afraid of losing the American way of life and the American dream. It is these sentiments that should be exploited in the course of an information campaign in/for the United States. Encroaching universal poverty, record inflation, halting of economic growth, unaffordable prices for food and essential groups. Yeah, I wonder what Party A and Party B is. Risk of lost job for white Americans. Yeah, I wonder why they didn't give me money. Privileges for people of color, perverts, and disabled. Constant lies of the U.S. political Party B administration about the real situation in the country. Yeah, I can't tell which party they're talking about when they say U.S. political Party B. Threats of crime coming from people of color and immigrants, including new immigrants from Ukraine. Overspending on foreign policy at the expense of interests of white U.S. citizens. Constant lies of the voters by Democratic Party in power. Last but not least, America suffering a defeat despite Democrats' efforts. We are being drawn into the war. Our guys will die in Ukraine. Target audience of the campaign. Republican voters. Donald Trump supporters, supporters of traditional family values, white Americans representing the lower and middle class. Yeah, bro, this is like their tactics and how they operated, okay? People still call Putin a communist. By the way, for the record, he could be a communist and still do this. He's not. But like, this is the exploitation. This is the exploitation of like American society and the fissures in American society. The USSR used to do this to a certain degree, but for good, on issues that we now take ownership over as like good, sound, revolutionary sometimes policies. They did this for the civil rights movement. So the Russian government is guilty of being based? Yes. The good old USA project, the current international environment known first and foremost, severe hostility of the U.S. towards Russia. The USA has been trying to maintain the global leadership by strategically defeating Russia. This desire shapes the financial investment, weapon supply, and efforts to keep the conflict in Ukraine going. In the meantime, the key questions of the U.S. domestic policy remains the same. How justified are these efforts? Yes, this is one of their operations targeting the right. They almost certainly have others targeting the left. I think that in terms of like targeting the left, old RT used to do that for sure. But I don't think the new Russian, I don't think the new Russian government gives a shit, honestly. Maybe with like Jackson Hinkle or like a Jimmy Dore type. But honestly, they probably recognize they're pretty locked in on American politics, right? As evidenced by this entire document. And if you're even a little bit, like even if you're like remotely aware of American politics, you know that the left doesn't really have any power whatsoever. So it's a waste of funds. I'm sure they still do a little bit of push and pull You know, like I said, you got Hinkle, you got Jimmy Dore, you got all these other people, right? But, you know, to increase the percentage of Americans that believe U.S. has been doing way too much, but they definitely did do this on 4chan. We intend to use Facebook and Instagram, as well as YouTube, X, Twitter, and Reddit. The resource is free from democratic censorship as the main channels to influence the target audience of the project. Project's toolkit. Go candidate, a go YouTube channel. A YouTube channel that accumulates pro-Republican video content as well as news topics in international media and presents them in compliance with the goals and objectives of the project. The toolkit will include videotape editing, subtitles, redubbing of the video clips, and in a limited number of cases, augmented reality. The channel will have extensive viral content, music, humor, beautiful girls, etc. Republican values supporter groups. The objective is to create Facebook, Reddit, and Twitter and actively promote for at least 5 months a network of communities uniting citizens sharing Republican values and fans of certain famous people. Now, by the way, I do need to understand something. I am Russian American. I do think you underestimate the sophistication. Dude, you wrote sophistication in the most insane way I've ever seen. And the extent of their agitprop campaigns, office building troll farms that just post on Facebook, etc., that start to prod and create discontent. No, I am not understating that. I do recognize it. Okay? I am not understating that. I do recognize it. You know who else does it? And does it way more openly? Fucking Israel. Okay? Like, the Russian media operation is sophisticated, certainly, but it's nothing. It doesn't even meet like a crumb of the actually sophisticated campaigns that both above board and also secretly Israel operates. Okay? Straight up. Like, you need to understand, there is like the amount of money that they put towards these initiatives and the effort that they put towards these initiatives, which are still laughable, right? And don't necessarily move the needle in a meaningful direction in comparison to what fucking Israel does is ridiculous. Russia is more sophisticated than Israel, which is why Israel uses them. Russia runs multiple pro-Israel campaigns. That is not very shocking either. What is this? Tenet Media fired employee tweets on Tenet Media Twitter account. There's proof they're traitors and tweets get deleted instantly. Fired employee here. Access still. There's evidence we were actually funded by Russia and it's a disgrace. We are traitors to America. Wait, what? Okay, dude. Temple clip, Russian
Story
clip
from Newsweek. Russia issued.
Bro, this shit is fire. I love this shit, dude. Oh my God, dude. It's so fucking good. It's so motherfucking good. Okay, let's we'll continue. Hold on. Let me finish this fucking goddamn article. Holy shit.
Also bringing charges against 2 employees of RT, also known as Russia Today. The FBI saying it uncovered a $10 million scheme by RT, allegedly funneling laundered money through foreign shell companies to a Tennessee media firm. That company posting nearly 2,000 videos that garnered more than 16 million views on YouTube alone.
RT has used people living and working inside the U.S. to facilitate contracts with American media figures to create and disseminate Russian propaganda here.
The federal indictment does not name the Tennessee-based company, but sources familiar with the investigation tell ABC News the company is Tenet Media, whose website features videos from some of the biggest right-wing influencers and podcasters, some of whom support Trump, among them Tim Pool.
Mr. President, it is an honor and a privilege.
Last night, Tenet Media officials declined to comment. The indictment makes no allegations that the podcasters knew that the company was being funded by Russia. Mr. Poole issued a statement denying.
$100,000 a week is what Tim Pool was getting paid. He was getting paid almost $500,000 fucking dollars by the Russian government to literally just like every now and then do this. Okay. Hold on. Where is it? Here.
They know it. But I don't know that it matters anymore. This is psychotic. Ukraine is the enemy of this country.
Like, that's crazy, dude. That shit pisses me off, dude. This shit is fucked up. Where's my bag, Russia? Where's my fucking bag? God damn it. Where the fuck is my Kremlin bag? For the past 3 fucking years. Every dumb fuck with a Ukrainian flag in their fucking bio on Twitter has been calling me a Russian operative. I ain't ever got a single fucking dollar, dude. All I got was these motherfuckers calling me gay. Ukraine is the enemy of the United States. He's so cute.
Ukraine is our enemy, being funded by the Democrats. I will stress this again. One of the greatest enemies of our nation right now is Ukraine. They are expanding this war. Now, don't get me wrong. I know you've got criminal elements of the U.S. government pushing them and guiding them and telling them what to do. Ukraine is now accused, a German warrant issued for blowing up the Nord Stream pipeline, in triggering this conflict.
Yeah, no, this is, yeah. Ukraine also has those Venezuelan time travel guns where they went forward in time. Who would have the time travel weapons in this situation? Like, who would have the time travel gun? Would it be Russia, I guess? They knew that Ukraine was going to, in the future, blow up the Nord Stream pipeline, so then they invaded ahead of time. A lot of guys with time traveling powers, you know, just like Hitler had the time travel gun, and that's why he had to you know, do the Holocaust, according to the other guy, Daryl Davis, or whatever the fuck the dude's name is that we were listening to yesterday. They had to do a preventative invasion of Ukraine. This dumbass made the same joke. Hasanpiker. Dude, these people are barely fucking sentient. You understand? Like, they literally, there is no interest in the truth. Okay? You need to understand something. This charlatan is a paid propagandist for Israel. That's number one. And number two, this entire Twitter community is what I'm talking about. Okay? This entire Twitter community, like Destiny, his orbiters, all of the fucking pro-Ukrainian content creators overall, like, they literally straight the fuck up are, one, either directly being paid by Israel, or two, don't give it. Okay? They just don't care. They don't care what I've said. They don't care about what I've done. Like, Drew Pavlov has not raised a single fucking dollar for Ukrainians. Okay? This community has. That doesn't matter because the truth doesn't matter. What matters is a lot of dumb fucks with Ukrainian flags in their fucking bio are like, oh yeah, no, he's a Russian operative. Literally, go to any fucking TikTok where my name is mentioned alongside Ukraine, and you will have like fucking swarms of commenters being like, oh, he must be really mad that Russia didn't pay him. Like, it's funny because he has this screenshot on his phone where I had an emotional moment talking about Shireen Abu Akleh being assassinated by the Israeli state, by the way. That's where this screenshot is from that he has on his fucking phone. These people are monstrous pieces of shit, okay? They're straight up fucking freaks. That's it. And they're fucking irrelevant losers, which probably kills them way more at the end of the day. So don't show me this shit. You feel me? I remember when the post of you on Piers Morgan reached the front page and people were in the comments saying, ask him about his deal with Putin. Exactly. These are barely sentient scumbags who genuinely don't have a real unique opinion. They've never been able to cultivate a unique thought. Okay? That's it. Drew is one of the most egregious grifters in existence, such a gross person. 100%. But let's get back to making fun of Tim Pool, who, by the way, in many respects is straight up no different than Drew Pablo. That's the thing that you need to understand. Him and Drew are the same. Tim Pool and Destiny are the same. It's just who they get paid by as mercenaries is different, okay? That's the major difference. And they fucking hate that they can't fucking call me out in a similar fashion. They hate it. For many of them, they also obviously are aligned with American State Department interests and pro-NATO sentiment. So these kinds of DOJ investigations will never be conducted on who pays them. If there was obviously a real karmic justice out there or any sort of real lawfare out there, real rule of law out there, they would be treated in the exact same way that journalists were treated for defending the Holocaust. Okay? For their consistent support of Israel's genocide, they would be tried in the exact same manner that members of the media were tried during the Nuremberg trials. To me, there is no difference between Tim Pool and Destiny in that regard. There is no difference between Tim Pool and Drew Pavlov in that regard. The only benefit is, for them, they're not going to get fucking called out in the same way that Tim Pool is getting called out. That's part of the reason why they fucking hate me. Okay? That's it.
Ukraine is the greatest threat to this nation and to the world. We should rescind all funding and financing, pull out all military support, and we should apologize to Russia. And they know it.
We should apologize to Russia. Cha-ching. That's the big bag right there.
This is
we already saw this one. Okay, there's got to be more, right? Please tell me there's more. There's a really funny Tim Pool clip. Wait, is this the same one?
Financing, pull out all, and they know it. But I don't know that it matters anymore. This is accused, a German, about all military support, and
there was another one. Hold on. Where the fuck was it? God damn it. Oh, this is really funny. Tim Pool advocating for the death penalty for people who have found to have accepted money for treason.
We're talking about crime and punishment, and Donald Trump needs to go after these people. Laura was saying, take the gloves off, stop being nice to them, fuck them. And I said, they should all be arrested. There should be lists. Laura said, we should give anyone who committed treason the death penalty, and then the show gone. Because YouTube doesn't allow calls for the death penalty. That's why they deleted our episode of Alex Jones the first time it happened 3 years ago. And he didn't even say anything crazy. He said, I agree with Bill Gates. We should have firing squads. And he later was like, I meant vaccines. Line them up. Give them shots. Get them. He was like, I was making a joke. I was sarcastically saying,
I'm not going to pull an Alex Jones. I stand by everything I said. I'm not sorry for anything I said. I truly believe that there may be different interpretations of what it means to commit treason. I truly believe that the people who engaged in the coup against Donald Trump and have caused civil unrest and chaos in our country for the last 7 years through Crossfire Hurricane and also through these what I believe are illegal witch hunts against the president of the United States right now, unconstitutional witch hunts against Donald Trump. They are treasonous. They are traitors. They should get the death penalty when they are jailed in the next Trump administration. And I'm not going to apologize for what I said. I, was not trying to get your stream taken down, but my belief is held by millions of Americans. And
you're saying
I really do believe that
when they are arrested or when they're indicted, arrested,
and they have a
tried,
trial
and convicted.
Yes.
Should they be found to have committed treason by a jury of their peers, you say death penalty.
Absolutely.
Do you?
Oh, it's awesome. September 1st, 2023. Russia activates world's most powerful nuke. Let's go. Tim Pool floats wild theory about Ukraine war.
Hello, Tomasi.
Overwhelmingly, it is women supporting the war in Ukraine, which is fascinating. And what I mean by that is
because they're getting death benefits.
I'm particularly extrapolating the data, but women.
Dude, this guy is a fucking brilliant political mind, dude. I mean, okay. I know I say it's like really easy to grift to the right. Okay. I know I say it is really easy to grift to the right, which it is, right? But like turning the invasion of Ukraine into not only anti-Ukrainian sentiment, but also anti-woman. I mean, that's fucking fire. He is creative, okay? He is fucking creative, dude. He literally looked at Russia invading Ukraine and he said, how can I make this about women? Yeah, this was awesome. Feds crack down on Russian election disinformation efforts. I wonder who this guy is. I feel like Russia was scammed. How are they paying Tim Pool millions for the shitty messaging? I think a lot of the other stuff that Russia does also plays a role in this. I used to always joke about, there's older fucking clips of me on here that you can find, I'm sure. I don't know if Little Bear is around, where I routinely talked about how fucking stupid Republicans are for like hating the USSR their whole lives and hating Russia their whole lives and then flipping on a dime because of some Telegram channels. And that's the other part of this process. Like, this isn't just Tim Pool. Russia's been putting a lot of fucking money and effort into manipulating Republicans into demonstrating pro-Russia sentiment. It's just like, it blows my mind that you just cast aside social conditioning for your whole life and on the flip of a dime turn pro-Russia. It's crazy. It's actually fucking crazy.
Vote Democrat at a very, very high rate relative to men. Certainly men do vote Democrat too, but I believe vote Republican, 45 Democrat. Among women, it's like 70%. So there's a higher proportion of women who are voting in favor of Democrat policy, which sends our money to war and conflict and combat, pushing us towards World War III, in which they have no material obligation to their lives the way men do with the draft. So I take particular offense to this, but to go back to what you were saying, I don't know if you saw the video. Someone did a Man on the Street where they go around asking men, do men need women? All the men say, yes, of course.
We use that on Access Vegas.
They ask the women, do women need men? They all say no. And so my point about war is, Many of these women, 70% voting Democrat, are pushing us towards a massive war, where as soon as the war breaks out, they immediately turn around and beg the men to save their lives.
I have some.
Okay, I don't care about this guy's analysis, but the video itself is pretty funny. Tim Pool says he's been contacted by the FBI as a potential victim of a crime. September 5th. I've been contacted by the FBI as a potential victim of a crime. The FBI believes I have information relevant to an ongoing criminal investigation and have requested a voluntary interview. I will be offering my assistance in this matter. Oh, it's so good.
And I don't think these people who have been supporting the funding and the war in Ukraine know anything about supply chain economics, fuel costs, energy return on energy invested. I don't think they understand any of these things. I don't think they understand food requirements. You know, when
dude, doesn't Tim Pool kind of like kill the argument that like women go for men with a lot of money? Like, he was getting paid $400,000 a month, and you still are out here dry as the Sahara Desert, dog. You still remain bitchless. You got no bitches, Tim Pool. Zero bitches, bro. How is that possible? You were getting paid $400,000 on the side from the goddamn Russian government, dude. Oh my Lord, dude. How are you so fucking down bad? Holy fuck. Turns out there is obviously other shit that women care about, like not being the worst person on the planet. I also still don't understand how this motherfucker's not gotten hair plugs. Like, bro, we get it. Like, you're ashamed of being bald. Just get fucking hair plugs. You got paid $100,000 every week by the Russian government, dude. How in the ever-loving fuck did you not go out there and just get some goddamn hair plugs? It makes no fucking sense. It just doesn't make any sense whatsoever, dude. Shit. Tim Pool's mental gymnastics over the Russia-Ukraine situation. I'm starting a group called Anti-War. We will actively support violent war in Ukraine so long as it's our side doing it and claim that Russia is the real warmonger. Our war is justified because our war to stop others from starting war that proves we are anti-war. Oh my God. Russia wanted to send a woman spy, but even the Russians would find that that to be obvious as he was so unfuckable. How much did the Russians pay for him for this? Woke agenda preventing me from having sex. Coming from a major Ukraine supporter, your criticisms of the military-industrial complex are highly warranted. Thank you. Oh. What is this? New tweet just dropped. This is where they get pulled to commit that he didn't know about the Russian funding. It might help charge Chen and Donovan, but it would also serve to lock Pool into that story. DOJ likely can't charge Chen and Donovan unless they do lock